One important lesson to be learned about reading glasses is the following. There's a difference between the frames and the lenses. I have purchased previously frames from Gucci, from Versace, and these that are guests. But I have to tell you that I also have purchased what are called peepers. Now, peepers are over-the-counter reading glasses that are just over $20 as a price point. And those, I have to say, they're durable to the sense that over-the-counter glasses I've never expected would last very long. Now, I've purchased the $2 reading glasses, those I know that last. But the reason that I point out the peepers is because when you spend about $20, you think, well, they should last at least a month. I have to say the peepers have lasted, some of them about almost a year. And so I have been moderately impressed. Suffice to say, because some of them have the sides that are made out of bamboo, I'm very much impressed that they still do function. But why do I point them out? Well, because the designer frames, some of them didn't last very long, and they were quite expensive. And so when someone is thinking about purchasing glasses, which in my instance, they have been very much reading glasses, because over the years, being in front of a computer or in front of my phones or tablets or different devices has been a bit of a work on my eyes. And over the years, I've had to be kind with them. So as such, these that I have on right now are the latest ones that are prescription reading glasses. And you'll see that I'm not as impressed as I thought I would be, for the reason that there's a glare on them. Now, you're thinking, no, it's just the way glasses are. No, actually, there's an interesting glare that happens when I'm outside and inside that reflects, and I'm surprised. And so I thought to myself, that has nothing to do with the frame. That actually has more to do with the lens. And so could it have been that there might have been an anti-glare feature? Possible, but I'm not aware. And so, in thinking over the years, whether I had gone to an optometrist or the get it in 24 hours lens or the wait 2 months for it optometrist, I think the difference is still the same. It has to do with the manufacturer. And so it is really interesting because what is it about our eyes that is the common denominator? We have to take care of it. So finding the appropriate manufacturing company that will provide the best quality product, that is actually key. It harkens me back to when Luxottica was the manufacturer that everyone went to, and then suddenly Luxottica is not the one that is only providing lenses. Is it the solution to have only one company provide one process? One has to truly think, because if they have one process, it has to be answered. Well, then they have a monopoly, and that becomes a concern to many because they can be the one controlling entity. And that becomes concerning because they can control the price, control the product line, and control a bit too much. But they can control quality. And if they truly are quality products, then we have to. But what happens when you don't have a quality product, sometimes it's difficult to maintain what is really important to protect, which in this case is eyes. And it's more than optics, it truly is eyesight. So, let's really think about this for a moment. What happens when there is no clear line of sight for the future? Now, I'm moving into a different part of the conversation, which is visionary perspectives. When one is thinking about the future and envisioning goals for what one does, it isn't always as simple to do that if one hasn't had experiences to be able to do this. So, as I recently was just discussing with you, this situation with eyewear, I wouldn't have been able to speak about Luxottica had I not already purchased different lenses or different eyewear, which included frames as well, because I've had different experiences in both. And so it is important that I was able to give you that perspective. But not only am I wearing these, but I do have to tell you that the fact that they're different also gives me a bit of a concern, because it isn't just about knowing that they aren't made the same, and they never will be the same. The difference between the ones that I purchase over the counter and these that are now prescription is these have solidified a very specific perspective. These only have magnification for reading through the bottom of the lens. And so some people think I'm being silly if I'm only looking at them through the bottom of my lens, as if I were a bit snobberish to be able to look at them. But what few people realize is they have a bifocal component to them that does not have the segmentation. But I thought that they would have a bit more transitionary trend, and they don't. Do you understand what I'm saying? I thought that by not having the segmentation, they would actually transition better, but they don't. They truly are two different magnifications. And that does make a difference, because I would have to have it far away and closer, far away and closer. And because they are reading glasses, I don't have to have them on at all times. And so for some people, they don't like me looking at them this way and that way, this way and that way. And as such, are they always to be left on, or are they always to be left off? No one really wants to know, and nobody often asks. They just wonder why, and then on this. And it's awkward to some. But let me tell you, the over-the-counter glasses that have the magnification everywhere may not seem as fancy, but they certainly provide as close to the bifocal magnification as these, without me having to do this. And they don't hurt my eyes. However, they do not provide the differentiation of the two different eyes. And so it's a bit of a quandary, because we're not talking about a 15 to a 10, we're talking about a 1.5 and a 1. And so it's having to do more with the compatibility, which is why it's getting old is complicated, isn't it? Not everyone is willing to discuss the complications of being aged, because very few are willing to listen to it. within the layer of